4 years ago, in a few days, I created this banana circle that's right over my shoulder here. As you can see, it is thriving. We built it on a permaculture principle, and the circle itself actually is back here. And all of the banana plants that are growing forward are all offshoots of those original plants that went in here. And when I say banana plant and not banana tree, that's exactly what I mean, because bananas are an herbaceous grass. They are not a tree. And I even have a smaller variety in the back side of the circle. So the circle goes from here all the way around. This was the original front of the circle here. Now, you are supposed to get rid of some of the pups. You're supposed to prune it back. And I have been very remiss in doing that just because I had shoulder surgery. I couldn't do it. And so I decided that probably next year I'll start culling some of them. And then this happened. Over winter, the very first rack of bananas started growing out of this banana. And unfortunately, the leaves all froze back, but the bananas still are going strong. We went through some drought, and so we lost a portion of the bananas, but once I started adding some water once a week, it got better. I forgot that at one point, this concrete over here used to be grass, and my neighbor watered his grass, so all of the excess would run off over onto this side. But with the drought and not having grass to water, I neglected to water these bananas. But I started doing a little watering, and since then we have started getting some rain. We've had about 5 or 6 inches of rain in the past few weeks. And check this out. We have one banana that is a second set of bananas coming on there. We have a third set of bananas coming on there. We have a fourth set of bananas coming on there. And if I can get through here, I might have to go to the other side. You can kind of see it peeking. We have a fifth set of bananas there. And it looks like that one is done putting on bananas. So I need to cut that flower off so Mom can cook us something up with it. She makes a stir fry with that. Around the bottom of the bananas, I planted in sweet potato. So that helps with ground cover. And actually, technically, I planted in sweet potatoes. There used to be a different sweet potato bed here, and I just took the vines as they were growing and buried a few of them. In fact, I started with just one pot, and they all just sort of started spreading and loving it over here, which is great because it makes it look really nice. When you back away, it looks like a really nice ground cover. Also in here, if I look very carefully, I can find some taro. I'm not sure where it is. There's taro and ginger in here as well that were planted. And I just think it all looks really tropical and lovely, and it's very exciting. Now, do I need to cut back some of these bananas? Well, since these 5 are on, once they're done fruiting, they need to be taken out anyway because bananas only fruit one time. But I think they're looking kind of cool. Around this circle is a pit that we dug into the ground, and I'll be sure to put in some of the footage here while I tell you about it. So I dug it out. I have to guess it was somewhere around 100 gallons that I dug out to make this pit. And the whole reason is because this is the sloped part of the yard, the lowest part of the yard. And my friend came over, who's a permaculture designer, and said, this would be a great spot for bananas because it was just wet all of the time. And I don't know if you can tell over my shoulder that it slopes this way, but you definitely can tell when I go and look from the front and I try to level it. Can you see that sloping? Now, the other thing that I really want to do, I have a couple of more projects for this side. One, I have this rain tank here that is collecting rainwater. I need to get a new cover on it. I can see after not having a cover on it for just a few weeks now, it's gone from being clear to having black algae growing on the inside, or green algae growing on the inside. So that was a mistake not getting a new cover after that one disintegrated after about 2 years. But at any rate, this needs an overflow. And so my goal was originally to put the overflow and let it run down the side, because that's what I do on the other side of the house. But it's not working like I expected. So what I'm going to do is put out an overflow from there. We'll have to sacrifice this Biden's alba for a while, but it won't mind because it will be back. And then drop myself a drain in right here and let this tank overflow into the bananas. I think that will make sure that we don't waste a lot of the water. And not that it's wasted, it just runs off. But the challenge is when this runs off now, it runs off over here. And temporarily I have this rosemary sitting here, which is getting the brunt of it. And I'm sure that it does not like it because rosemary prefers to be a little bit dry. And in fact, we can look at some of the rosemary. The tips are not looking great, especially on this one. Now, that's got to be moved soon because it is a tripping hazard when I'm doing a video. So I'll be getting that out of here. And then as the water runs down, sure, it's in the ground here. It may be supporting this bed just a little bit, but for the most part, I think I would be better served to have that drain running here directly into the bananas. But I just can't wait. Every time I come out, there is a new set of bananas growing. And it's just it feels kind of crazy. Like, I love it because we have been waiting for 4 years to have regular bananas. And I am hoping that this is a sign that I've been waiting for, that we've done it right, and we're finally getting regular and consistent fruit happening here. Next, I'll have to figure out what to do with all of these bananas. Now, while these taller banana plants, which I believe were some ice cream variety, they are not the blue Java like I thought they were, because we looked at the knuckles, and the knuckles don't match on what should be a blue Java, but I don't care. They taste good. We've eaten some from them. The dwarf bananas that we have, though, have never given us any fruit. We had one that started doing fruit just as the freeze started, and the flower froze off a couple of years ago. But really, we'll see what happens. I don't plan on taking any of them out as far as the dwarf ones right now. We're just going to see if we can eventually get some in there. But meantime, I am just going to love on this. Do you have questions about growing bananas? I'm here in Northeast Florida. I just built the infrastructure for how they should grow. And other than this year, this is the first time, them needing water, I haven't really taken care of them very much since the very beginning. Other than I do prune them back. I try to keep them to 5 to 7 leaves because I like it to look nice. And then I throw a lot of the composted material from the bananas right back in the center of the pit. It composts down, it helps hold water, and provides some habitat down in the middle. And so other than that, I haven't had to do a whole lot. I did one year when they were small, try to protect them from freezing, but I didn't do that this year. I did not even bother, not even on the smallest ones. In fact, it's kind of interesting. These small ones are finally starting to put on some height. So maybe they just needed time as dwarf bananas, but time will tell. If you want to see the full installation from when I put this banana circle in, be sure to check out this video over here. And until next time, my friends, remember to drink plenty of water, wear that high quality sunscreen, and as always, have a fantastic day.